it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to Friday morning, and it's live album ranking. And today we've got one of my favourite guitar players, Mr. Gordon Giltrap, MBE, born in 1948. Is one of the most reverend guitarists of his generation, and has drawn praise from fellow musicians including Mr. Steve Rothery, Richie Blackmore and Jimmy Page. So if they like him, he's got to be good. Now this one's a little bit different because although there are quite a lot of albums, some of them are not available to listen to. They're out of print and they're not even on YouTube or anything. So the first ones I haven't listened to, but I'll tell you about them, and I'm going to do them in some sort of order. So basically the first one we've got was released in 2004, and it was recorded on the 20th and 21st of August 2002, and it's called Live at Ambergate, and it's binaural recording using microphones all over the place, and it gives you this 3D sound. It's a shame because I'd love to have listened to this. It's got some really good songs on here. It's got A Misunderstood Man on Camber Sands, which is lovely. A Dublin Day is on here. A Patchelin Dreaming, beautiful. Drifters on here. The Dodo's Dream. It could have been great to hear all these in this 3D sound. Lufus's Cage, Heart Song, of course. Mrs. Singer's Waltz is on here. Fast Approaching, The Racer, and Fear of the Dark, and Down by the River. It's actually set in, this is what the notes I found. It's set in a woodland setting and relaxed atmosphere to allow Gordon to explore his dynamics and phrasing. So yeah, it's pretty cool. The next one is Gordon Giltrap and Friends at the Symphony Hall in Birmingham. Now it is out on DVD, and I even looked for that to see if I could get it, because I'd buy it anyway. It came out in 2006, and it features Gordon Giltrap on guitar, Raymond Burley on guitar, Rick Wakeman on keyboards, Andrew Bernardi on violin, Andy Rice on vocals, and Gilly Darby on vocals, and the Sheffield Philharmonic Orchestra. So it has Maddie Goes West on here, A Christmas Carol, The Eye of the Wind, an interview with him, Dublin Days on here. It's just got some really good tracks, and God's got the National Anthem, Mrs. Singer's Waltz, Fast Approaching, an interview with Rick Wakeman, Lufus's Cage. Although this album isn't available to listen to, I did find a 4-minute clip of this on there, and it was really good. It's a shame that I couldn't think, if I ever see this, I will buy it. So they're the ones that I couldn't listen to at all. So here we go. So coming in at number 10 is from 1995, and it's live at the BBC, and it's from sessions including the whistle test. We've got lead guitar Gordon Giltrap, John G. Perry on bass, his ex-Caravan of course, Simon Phillips on the drums, Gets Everywhere, Roger Edwards keyboards, and Roger Hand percussion. This opens up with Awakening and Robes and Crowns from the Four Winds and Visionary LBs. Exquisite, Price of Experience from Fear of the Dark. Just a wonderful piece. And then a couple from Visionary, The Tiger, Lucifer's Cage and Revolution. Beautiful songs again. Starting All Over and Catwalk Blues from the Fear of the Dark. And then we go way back to When Will I Say My Song off that Giltrap album, which is fabulous. Passing Off the Queen from Visionary, I love that. Reflections and Despair from the Peacock Party, one of the highlights of that album. Of course we've got Heart Song, or the Holiday Theme, from Perilous Journey and Fear of the Dark. There isn't much of this album to listen to, but what I did find a lot of clips on from the whistle test. It's pretty outstanding, this is. But because I hadn't heard it all, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. At number 9, recorded in various performances in 1999. It's just called Live in 99. So on here there's quite a lot from the Tabor album and Down the River. So the first two are from Troubadour, and that Shady Tales and Nursery Crimes, lovely tracks. A Dublin Day, which is a beautiful piece of music, from Down the River. Then we go back to the Troubadour album for Splinter, Sally's Song, The Lord's Seat, and When There's No Tomorrow. And then we've got some off the Down the River, which is a Giltrap's bar, which I love. G&T Blues and Country Bluff and Camber Sands, which is most beautiful. Daisy Chain, Over from the Heathcliff and the Picnic. And then Isabel's Wedding, which is a lovely piece from Tabor. And then we go into A Christmas Carol from Midnight Clear, The Heart Song and Down by the River. Fabulous playing on it. It doesn't feel like it's a live album though, because there's no clapping. They all fade in and out before the clapping comes. But for the pure playing, I've got to give this an RTO ranking of 6.5. Okay, at number 8, we've got an album called Fingers of Fire, later reissued as Captured from a Point in Time. It's got bonus material on it, and it's from various concerts. So we've got the Appalachian Dreaming from Under the Blue Sky, beautiful piece of music. Then we have some tracks from Elegy of Dublin Bay, on Camber Sands and the Picnic. From Peacock Party on here we've got the wonderful Nursery Crumbs and the Racer. Go back to the Elegy for Rainbow Kites, Giltrap's Bars on this, and then he does a lovely version of the Beatles' Here Comes the Sun, which is on his album Remember This, and it's a beautiful acoustic version of it. No singing, just him playing it, beautiful. Pedrolino from Peacock Party's on here, I like that track. The Lord's Seat, another of my favourites. Under the Blue Sky, the fantastic Isabella's Wedding, Heart Song from Pearl's Journey, which is a fabulous track of course, Down by the River, and Lucifer's Cage, which is magnificent on here. The songs are brilliant. Again, there's hardly any clapping on it. There's no stories to go with the songs. It's a bit smooth. I do like the actual songs though, so I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 7. Now this came out in 2021. It was recorded at the Rosslyn Chapel, Midlothian in Scotland, and it's called Live at the Rosslyn Chapel at the Vinci Recordings. So these are all done in a chapel. So this starts off with $5 guitar, a little piece from Trouble. It's wonderful. Got Here Comes the Sun on here, The Lord's Seat again, bit of the national anthem, which goes straight into the Dodo's Dream, the whole 7 minute of it, and it's beautiful. Roots from Troubadour and Splinter. Ives Horizon. Now this is a lovely little piece. It's not been released anywhere, but it's just a lovely classical guitar piece. Sally's Song, which is beautiful. There's a really nice acoustic instrumental version of Angie, Rolling Stones. Isabel's Wedding's on here, and I do love that. Christmas Carol, the wonderful Giltrap's bar, Rachel's Reflections. Again, another sort of track that's never been released. It's nice. Heart Song and Lucifer Chimes. Although there's not much audience participation on this, the acoustics are fantastic. It's got that natural chapel and the sound, that natural echo. It is really, really nice, this album. It's a real relaxing album. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.3. Okay, coming in at number 6. It was recorded in Germany, somewhere in the late 90s, and it came out in 1999, and it's just called Gordon Giltrap Live, and it's just him. So opens up with the Lucifer's Cage from Visionary. It's got high energy. It's a super opening track to this album. We've got The Lord's Seat, which is from Perilous Journey. Apparently this is inspired from his journeys in the Peak District. Heart Song, of course, the best holiday for most of us as growing up. The Dodo's Dream. He uses loops on this to give it that real extra, really good. Sally's Song, which is very gentle. Camber Sands, it does give you that sort of seaside nostalgia on that one. In a Dream, one of the later tracks, really good, just like Fast Approaching. His finger work on that is wonderful. Down by the River, it's got that folk feel to it, of course. Roots, which is from an album called Music for the Small Screen, and there's not many versions of that around. Love that. Dublin Blaze got that Celtic thing. The Kerry Dancers, which is a traditional sort of Irish jig, and Revelation from Visionary, which is actually inspired by one of Blake's poems. Really good album. I love the storytelling behind these songs. It's a proper one-man show. I really like this album, so I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay then, coming in at number 5, another album recorded in 1999, and it's just called Gordon Giltrap in Concert, and this is a captures electric and acoustic guitar work. So we start off from Visionary on this one, and we got Lufus's Cage. Sorry, I can't say that this morning. Heart Song, holiday verse theme for us from Perilous Journey. Then two great tracks from the Fear of the Dark album, The Lord's Seat and The Dodo's Dream, beautifully entwined there. From the Elegy album, Down the River and Dublin Bay, Camber Sands. I love Camber Sands. The Racer from Peacock Party, another really good track. Then we get the Tiger, Roots, Fast Approaching and Visionary. There's more wonderful playing from Gordon on this. It's amazing what he does on a one-man show, so I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 7.6. Okay, coming in at number 4. Now, this was recorded in 1979, but didn't get released till 2004, and it's the River Sessions, and it's at the Magdalen Theatre in Irvine, Scotland. And it's got Gordon on 6-string and 12-string guitars. You've got Rod Edwards on keyboards, Richard Harvey Winwoods and keyboards and percussion. This starts off with two tracks from the Fear of the Dark album. We've got Catwalk Blues, which is really nice with the added keyboards on it, and the Tiger. Then we go to Visionary for two tracks, Roots and Revelation, really good. In a Dream, fantastic track from Perilous Journey, of course. Lufus's Cage, you just couldn't do a show without that. Birds of a Feather from Fear of the Dark, nice to see a different track, really done well. And then three others from the Fear of the Dark, Passion Fruit, Preludes and Country Bluff. Bit of Night Rider from Perilous Journey, and then two tracks from Visionary to finish the jig, A Bit of Jerusalem and Jig. Enjoyable album. It's got some good versions of these songs. Very thin 3-piece band playing some great music, so I shall give that an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 3. Now, this was recorded at the Warwick Folk Festival in 1991, released in 1992, and it's called On a Summer's Night. So, this is just Gordon on his own. So he opens up with Shady Tales from Elegy. Then you get Roots and The Poacher. Really good tracks put together in a nice little medley. Sally's Songs on here as well. The Lord's Seat, A Christmas Carol, Heart Song and Country Bluff, wonderfully played. Work for Music for Small Screen, really good. From the Four Winds, daunting and beautiful. Empty from Elegy, Echoing Green and London, Lucifer's Cage and Down by the River. Brilliant album. Just Gordon sitting there on a chair playing these tunes. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, coming, and I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 8.2. Okay, at number 2, this is released in 2007, recorded at the Dorchester's Arts Centre in the same year as It Happens. Basically, it's hit the record and we'll just go through it. Some lovely tracks on this one. This one opens up from the Drifter, Maddie Goes West. Fabulous. Apple Lane Dreaming's on here. The $5 guitar. And then he does this little thing of God Save the Queen, and he's talking about Brian May doing it. He does a bit of Smoke on the Water as well. And then he does Here Comes the Sun. So he does all these little twiddly bits of other people's songs. The wonderful Isabella's Wedding. One of the best versions I've heard of that. Giltrap's Bar, probably the best acoustic version you'll ever hear of that. Dodo's Dream and Rainbow's Kite. Beautiful Tears of Joy. Rain in the Doorway, which is a song about his dad taking him on walks and hiding in the rain from the rain. Lovely song and a lovely story. And then he does a little bit of Summer Holiday, which is from Heathcliff, and he's talking about it when he performed in Heathcliff, which is a really nice story. Sally's Song and the Lord's Seat, brilliant. The Singer's Wolf from Drifter. Dublin Bay, and he tells the story about that song. Simply Margaret, which is about one of his, I think, his wife's friends. Of course, we get the holiday theme, Lucifer's Cage and the Dodo's Dream, and he does that. It's like a demo, and he's telling how he plays it. It's really fascinating. Now, out of all them one-man show albums we got here, this is my favourite, because the entire show, and I love the little demonstration he talks about Dodos. Some wonderful stories on here. It's too hard to, I could be here for hours describing this. It's a wonderful album with some wonderful stories. So I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 8.3. But my number one and my favourite Gordon Giltrap album live is Gordon Giltrap Live, and it's recorded in 1981. Well, it came out in 81, sorry, and recorded at the Oxford Polytechnic. And it's a great band. It's Gordon Giltrap on acoustic and electric guitars, John Gustafsson, ex-Roxy Music, Ian Mosley before he joined Marillion, Rod Edwards, Eddie Spence and Shirley Roden on vocals. What a lineup and what a performance this is. This one opens up from Awakening from a Fear of the Dark. This is a full electronic wizardry stuff beautifully. The drumming from Iain on it is fantastic. Robes and Crowns from Visionaries on here. Quest from Perilous Journey. The Deserter and Fast Approaching and Catwalk Blues from Fear the Dark. We've got Roots 1 and 2 from Visionary. Night Rider is on here, brilliant version of that. Inner Dream, Fear of the Dark and Fear of the Dark itself, probably one of the best versions of that. Visitation, Heart Song and Lucifer's Cage. This is a brilliant album. It's got some great things. I mean, for a start, it's got Ian Mosley on before he joined Marillion. Great musicians, great playing, and a fabulous atmosphere, and the acoustics in this hall were fantastic. So I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 8.5. So there we go. Wonderful Gordon Giltrap. I have never seen him, and I keep looking out because he just played locally down at Milton Keynes. So if I ever get a chance to see him, I will go and see him. Okay, coming up next is a new album, but it's a very special one. It's the new album from a great band called Of Gods and Men, and their album The Stair. So join me for that. Bye for now.